Oops. Hey, yo, guys, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, tomcrown. We never start the show this way, but whatever. Good to have you guys here. We have an excellent audience, over 100 waiting. We've been doing great numbers the last few weeks. Thanks for tuning in every other day here. We're scheduling them out every other day, and you guys are apparently liking it, so right on. Shout out to Crowd Analysis, our newest project, guys. If you are interested in writing, if you're interested in having your writing published, doesn't have to be crypto. It can be anything business finance related. Jump in the Discord, send me a message. We're looking for writers to publish. It's a great, exciting project. I'm into it. I like it. This is not working already. Cool. We always have a little technical issue in the beginning, and you know, it just gives the stream more charm. That's really what it is. Smash the like button for charm. Smash the like button for, I don't know, technical issues, because they're funny. That's right. Oh, wow, that's really weird. Let's get into it. So today is not necessarily the spiciest day. We did pray to the spice gods, and we asked them for our favor. At the moment, the only spice we have is Old Bay? Yeah, Old Bay, because we're in a crab market. Bitcoin has not moved at all since the last stream. We have seen some increasing volatility. However, price very much still range bound. Man, range bound. That being said, I have planned a little interesting alpha to drop on you today that you're probably not going to find elsewhere. We're going to get into that very soon. And we do have some pretty spicy altcoin price actions. So we're going to take a look at those. Not necessarily the craziest, but we have a lot of charts that we've been keeping an eye on over the last few streams. Some really hitting targets, some moving to all-time highs. We're going to check back in on them. The market has a different energy to it so far in 2023. Maybe I'll go into some thoughts on that too. We'll see where we go. My goal today is to not stream for 2.5 hours. I'm going to aim here for like an hour and 15. We'll see how I do. Wish me luck. If you guys are in the chat, if you're here, let it be known. Put something in the chat. Let's shout you out. I see Just Playing Crazy, Pickle, Marav Group, Fixie, Alex, Wave Runner, or River Runner, Skate, Crypto Point Alchemy, Crypto Jack. There he is. Let's give this man. Where is he? Go to channel. Let's double check, make sure it's the real one. It is the real one. I didn't plan on starting this way. I guess my whole show is just going to lead off with shilling someone else. But Crypto Jack, great dude, personal friend of mine. Found him years ago, it feels, on Twitch. I believe that's his main platform still. Trying to give him a wrench here. Add moderator. Found him on Twitch. Great dude. Really has a similar mindset to all of us, all of you guys out there. OG, trader, rational, etc. Maybe not quite as much of a perma-bull as I am. But go subscribe to him on YouTube and Twitch, and let's help him grow. Dude is a gem. Anyway, thanks for being here, brother. Let's look at the top gainers and losers really fast. Anything kind of jump out to us? One indeed. Audio or Audius. This is the only one I really recognize. Maybe New Cipher very vaguely. Yes, turn on the music. We looked at this in the last few streams, and I'm very excited to update you guys. The TA on this, it slaps. It slaps so hard. We're going to get into that. Biggest losers, don't recognize any of these either. We're seeing kind of low 24-hour volumes. Maybe nothing of super interest. Let's move on. Really quick in the news. Not crypto news, though maybe all news is becoming crypto news slowly. There was some trading halts today, I believe, and I don't believe that they were scheduled. It wasn't like the plunge protection team, though we do see stocks relatively flat on the day, kind of a meager 0.1 or down 0.1, not a lot of volatility there. We will be looking at the S&P 500 shortly because it has reached a very important level that everyone who is trading should pay attention to. God, I'm having trouble with these freaking programs today. They keep like shutting off, starting up. I don't know. There we go. There we go. All right, we're in the groove now. We have 280, maybe 300 watching with 130 likes. Well done. Keep them up. Let's get 420. I can't seem to. So we see Wall Street falls as earnings kick into high gear. A lot of big earnings came out, I believe, today. And apparently they weren't what the market wanted. However, I'm not seeing the halting. Where is this? Stock market halt? Did it? Let's say, what is it? January 24, 2023. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Reuters. Thanks, Reuters. New York Stock Exchange glitch. Halt some New York Stock Exchange listed stocks at open. Sows confusion. Technical issue, they say. This is reminding me weirdly of the old Robinhood and the GME AMC debacle. Needless to say, the longer we push through and grow in crypto, the more it is apparent that the traditional, traditional vesting scheme, the traditional monetary, it's all a scam. What is this? A technical issue. Interesting, sure. I mean, it's possible. I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat on, but this seems like a pretty big oopsie. You know what never stops trading? Bitcoin. It may go down on Coinbase anytime price moves. However, it's always being traded. You'd think the stock market could at least be on par with a $1 trillion asset, right? Maybe not. Anyway, that's the only news I really wanted to look at. I don't think there's anything super interesting. Really quick, we'll brief through cryptocurrency news. MakerDAO don't care. Binance moved millions for seized crypto exchange. BitLotso, guys. I tweeted about this the other day, and it's a bunch of gibberish, but I don't know about you. Everyone's so bearish on BitLotso, man. I'm just bullish on it. Please don't attempt to use BitLotso. It's a joke. But I'm just gonna be bullish on it to be like contrarian. Genesis creditors file security lawsuits. That's probably the biggest news, but really not gonna be a lot. Nothing standing out here. No news, as we've been saying, is good news. Let's move on. I am absolute savage, and I still have, here's the little update on our live stream trade. It's been a little boring because, well, there hasn't been a lot of, haven't really been moving in and out. Really just sitting on the exact same long that I've been sitting on all of 2023. Opened at 16.5, stop, moved slightly in profit. I really should move it up more. You know what, I'll just do that right now. There you go. The point of this is, if I move my stop up just slightly, I will close 78.55 profit, and I've paid 71.40 now in fees to keep this open. And so I need to keep moving my stop up to cancel out those fees in case price collapses back down. I tried to allude to this the other stream.Maybe I'll try to allude to it again. I didn't plan on it, but it's an important concept. Is having this position open kind of gives you an insight into the market. Now, it's not specifically me having this position open, but think about, I don't know, anyone who opened along at that point. They also are going to be paying fees to stay open. At some point, if price doesn't continue moving up, they're going to reach break even. Those fees are eventually going to eat all of the profit. They're going to have to move their stops up, and eventually that stop is going to reach basically where the market price is. So leverage is not for HODL, even though it might appear this way in this one trade I'm taking. Not for HODL. You won't make it to the moon. You'll get eaten alive before. Just to look at it, not a lot of change. People told me to close it, and I like to live life dangerously. Still up 233%, $4,000 P&L, and we're gunning for the moon, man. We're gunning. I'm not closing this. I'm not. I'm just going to be wild with it. We'll move along. Let's actually really quick, before I get into the content I wanted to, just look at the last stream's TA. We identified this descending high, flat-bottomed pattern. Our lower time frames were not showing strength, and we said, man, it was probably going to look to at least test that bottom. It broke. We didn't see 22.1. Ooh, that actually reminds me. I'm so disorganized, guys. Try to stay with my ADD-ness. It's worth it. But we did get a strong close on the weekly. I forgot that actually closed since we've streamed last. Strong close on the weekly. We have not seen a higher high versus last week yet. That would be 23.3 or above. And of course, we have not seen a lower low either. Price traded this week to 22.5. So that is kind of the range I was talking about. It's really apparent when we look at last stream's TA. Where did we go? There's so much on this, I know. Sorry, guys. It's a little visual nightmare. There it is. That 22,669. How many tests of it are we going to have, man? It's like I don't know, maybe a dozen, 2 dozen, something like that. Sitting above 23.3 resistance. This is the channel. Right now, we are just kind of ranging in this area, 23.3 and 22.669. If I use my previous bull market or previous even bear market knowledge, typically when Bitcoin makes a move to the upside, then trades sideways, we do expect alts to make moves. Now, that would be reflected on Bitcoin dominance. I think it's been rallying, but I don't think it's broken to a significant kind of breakout yet. But as long as Bitcoin remains trading here, we're going to have our eyes on alts. When Bitcoin breaks, whether it's to the upside or downside, likely alts gonna see some volatility. Not great. You want to see this sideways trading after a move to the upside. And as we get into alts today, you'll see exactly why, because we have some very juicy moves. Alts coming off potential bottoms, certainly local bottoms, etc. Yes. Really fast, just to look at the greater traditional markets. S&P 500 finally reaching back to our 4,000 resistance. Kind of consolidating there. It looks like yesterday's close traded above and then closed below, and in today's candle roughly right back where it was. We're gonna go down to lower time frames really quick here. What do we got? Potentially looking to actually test yesterday's high. I don't know if it has the stuff. I don't follow it as close as I do crypto. 4 hour looks all right. Maybe. I like it. I like it so far. On a break of 4,000 here. I'm going to be looking for 4,300, and this will finally potentially complete this huge inverse head and shoulders. I don't know if this is going to happen. This is just kind of what we've been looking at for the last, I don't know, months, 6 months, something like that. If we don't see a break of 4,000, this pattern then looks much uglier with just what, lower highs. We had kind of a potential bottom. We have lower highs. If we reject break lower, 3,400 sitting below as 2020's high before the 2020 March crash. So stocks at a very interesting inflection point, very significant price point and resistance here, moving up, and likely we're going to see a longer reversal. Reject from here, and we're exploring new lows in 2023, it seems. You know, you would have expected a little more price action on the S&P with like all the gibberish today. Apparently not. All right. Let's get into like this lesson, right? The lesson. Let me find my chart. Might have lost it. While I'm finding the chart, make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribes. We're going to get into all the questions. Everything shall be answered. That's right. I'm going to put a poll up quick. Just to smash, crap, my caps button. Smash the likes. Smash thumbs. That's right, Thomas. You're the man. Thumbs up. There we go. So the question today will be, is crypto in a bull trap? Yes? No? It's going to be a simple one. Please vote in the poll. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. The more you engage with the stream, the more YouTube shows it to new eyes. We're still warming up here with 400 viewers. I'm sure we'll get to like the 800-900 we've been having every stream. With your help, keep the chat hyped. Mohammed, my thoughts on Bond? I don't have any, actually. Alchemy Crypto. Why halt? I don't know. It seems weird. Algo says Seda, maybe. XCH, I need my COD. Jimmy Peas. Smoke some from Amsterdam. Hope to visit you sometime soon, my friend. In the old red light district. Giggity. Band. Bond or band? We have band and bond. We have some charts we're going to look at, and I actually have something really cool I want to show you guys that we might turn into a little standalone clip after the live stream. I totally forgot. Shout out to our sponsors, Bybit and Marketcipher. Bybit, the leading derivatives crypto exchange on the market. I use them personally for years. They do sponsor our channel, so if you're looking for a place to trade, sign up today. Trade on Bybit using my link. It helps support the channel. Shout out to you guys. There's also up to $30,000 in deposit and first-time user bonus. So check that out. Check it out. Let me see. German Church subscribed. What's up? German. Taking the scribe-ginity. I like it. Thank you, my friend. If you haven't subscribed yet, follow suit of the German. Good guy. I see you. So, I thought I had this pulled up. I might have lost it. Hold up. There we go. So, this is essentially what we're going to do today. It's not going to take that long. Here's a little sneak peek. We're going to clear the charts. We're going to clear the charts. We're going to get rid of indicators. We don't need no indicators of where we're going, baby. Okay. What we have here is two juxtaposed datas. Very interesting datas. You don't hear them talked about often. In fact, you hear this more talked about with stocks. You don't really hear about it with crypto. So dating back to December of 2016, we have volatility data on Bitcoin. We're going to mark that on our chart, and we're also then going to mark that on our price chart because that's the only comparing we can do. 1 second. There we go. Ta-da. All right, so here is the price data we have and the volatility data we have in that time. And I have some pretty interesting stuff to show you. Now, I'm not here to draw conclusions for you. I'm not here to tell you how to interpret this. But I hope that you can take this and do a little thinking of your own. And I would love to hear your conclusions. So let's look at volatility first. If you guys have never used this, this is BVOL24H on TradingView. BVOL24H, Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index. Very underused, underrated. When I look at this on the weekly time frame, a few things stand out to me, and you'll see that I already marked them on my chart. Obviously, the first day of data we have, and then we see basically, I'll say in the 30 range. This seems to be the historical highs in volatility, and down below, around 0.45, maybe arguably 0.7, we have kind of the historical Bitcoin volatility lows. Just looking at 2022, it was a very heavy year for volatility. Volatility actually reached, it looks like, according to this, it reached the lowest point in its history of volatility January 2nd of this year. After that, we see some pretty explosive volatility moving up, and things are pretty volatile right now comparatively. But let's get into the analysis. So 0.3, we might even be able to draw another line here and say, yeah, like 0.75 might be like the more median band of low volatility. And I'm sure we can do the same with our high volatilities up here, like 19.6. So basically, anytime Bitcoin is in this top zone, it is in historically some of the greatest volatility it's ever seen. Volatility is really just how much it's moving. It doesn't have to be up or down. In fact, you want both if you want high volatility. Typically, you do see periods of high volatility, at least in stocks, tend to be sell-offs, and low volatility tends to be uptrends. That's not really what we're seeing here. That's why I wanted to show you this today, because there's some pretty interesting points. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the horizontal tool, vertical tool, and I'm going to mark out the highest points in volatility. We see April 2017, March 2020. That lines up. And there really aren't many outside of that extraordinarily high volatility. We can say May of 21st, we had a pretty high spike. And December of 2017, pretty high spike. I wish I'd made those red. There we go. I don't know why red necessarily. I'm just going to make them red or green. Hold up. So we can tell the difference. Boom. Now we're going to take the same tool and we're going to mark out our areas of the lowest volatility. And make them green for no apparent reason. Please hold super chats and requests, guys. We're getting through this. Getting through this first. Not quite as many here. We see January of 23, the lowest ever. October 2018, that was the previous low. We could say perhaps April of 19 here. That is in that lower band. And where else? July of 20. October of 20. I like that one better. Let's use that one. We don't want to have too many on our chart. We really just want to have the significant ones so that we can use this data to draw some conclusions. Oops. to draw some conclusions. I don't know what's happening with this. There we go. So what we have to do next, I know this is going to be maybe not as action-packed as you guys are used to, but I promise you, there's a point. I promise you there's value here. So keep the hype up. I won't be able to read the chat while I'm doing this. I don't want to get distracted. We're going to make the same marks here. April 2017. Roughly here. 2017, boom. It'll go faster as soon as we're done just marking these. December 17. Boom. October. God, I need to adjust this. I should have prepared better. Son of a bee. October 2018. There it is. I should have done this before. I did do this before, actually, but, sorry, guys. Okay, 2019. I must want to just whip out that other chart and delete the stuff off of it to make it clean, because this is way more annoying than I thought it would be doing live. Way more annoying. Oh, God. I'm sorry, fam. All right, let's just get it done. January 2nd. Boom. May 21. May 21. I promise there's a point. I promise. September 20. Boom. Okay, close enough. Let's just go with this. Let's roll with this. There is an undeniable connection between volatility and Bitcoin's price. I guess I missed this one. March 20. Oh, that's a big one. You don't want to miss that one. Boom. Again, I'm not here to draw the conclusions for you to say this is bullish, bearish, etc. I'm here to present this so that you can use this data for your own analysis. Let's make this smaller. To go forth and chart, right? So this is something I looked at. I opened it and I hadn't looked at it in a long time. I randomly opened it and was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. So what we see, if we make this a little smaller so you guys can see it, is each swing low or swing high in volatility lines up extremely well with, we'll say, pivot points on Bitcoin's chart. Macro highs, macro lows. It's pretty interesting. So let's look at April 2017, all the way back here. Price is at 1,000. This basically was when Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high at 1,100 and rallied up to 20K. The next inflection point on this chart, January 2018, that was a high in volatility. It was a high in volatility again. Sure. That was at the previous, or the 2,000 or 20,000 all-time high before reversal into the bear market. See, I'm building to something, I promise. The next example, October 2018. Price had been stuck at 6K. People thought the bottom was in, and, well, price dropped 50% to 3,100 to mark the 2018 bear market bottom. Volatility hit basically an all-time low at the time. I missed April 2019 somehow. April 1st, 2019. April Fool's Day. Bitcoin again reaching down into that, lower volatility band? Lower volatility band. This was when basically the dead cat bounce of 2019, or we could even argue the bull run started. Again, down here in this band, up here in this band. We're building. Moving on. March 2020, Bitcoin hit an all-time high, I believe, in volatility on the dump in March, down into 3,500 to be a higher low and end the previous bear market. Going along, we see September 20. We hit the low band, we'll call it the low band. This was our fake out to 12K down to 9.5 before the bull market started. These are spicy. May 2017, a move to the top of the band. Bam, that was 65K down to 31 in the 21 summer sell-off. Here we are. We haven't had really anything since then. This is kind of the cool part. This did not go as smoothly as I planned. Maybe we'll make this into a video. pretty much since May of 21, we have sat in between these upper and lower volatility bands. Until January of this year, we hit an all-time low in volatility, down at 0.29, and guess where it was? Let's just zoom in here. Guess where it was? You know where it was, but guess. January 2nd, the start of this year. So I'd really like to hear your guys' thoughts on what this means. For me, I think the obvious conclusions are when Bitcoin approaches the higher band or lower band, we see macro swings on the chart. We have a macro swing on the chart. According to that analysis, what I like about it is that this one is undeniable. It is the lowest point in volatility. It's not kind of arguably maybe at that higher band, like kind of grazing it like some of them were. This one is the lowest point of volatility, January 2nd. Since then, we've seen just up. Pretty much just up. So if each one of these moves is a macro point in the chart, what does this mean here? I'll tell you my conclusions, though. I don't want you to accept these. I want you to use this yourself. My conclusions are we do see these at market bottoms. We do. March, market bottom. September, market bottom. April 2017, we can call it a bottom, but it really was right before we broke the all-time high. And we also see them at tops. Interestingly, we have never seen this hit and price not continue. Interesting. Interesting. I actually didn't know that before I did this. Let me look back at the last chart just so it's a little cleaner. I think these are the ones I picked before. Basically what we see, oh yeah, I missed July. Is these are macro points. January 2nd is a macro point. Whether that is a bull trap like it was in 2019, I think that's something I can say confidently, or the start of a new bull run, I don't know. But I do know that volatility right now is signaling that something big is happening on the Bitcoin chart. Man, that was not as smooth as I wanted. Oh well, guys, maybe we'll give it another shot another day. Let's jump into Bitcoin. If you liked that, smash the like buttons, let me know. If you didn't like that, hit the dislike button. That's fine. Let's start a new chart. Man, I'm frazzled. I thought that was going to go way smoother. Okay. We checked in on the weekly, but let's actually check in really quick again. As a new weekly candle closed, we do have another point in data for our weekly death cross that we have been anticipating. Let's see what's happening with that. Clearly, as expected, the 50 and the 200 are moving closer together and approaching the death cross. This has never happened in Bitcoin's history on the weekly time frame. It has happened on the daily many times with mixed results. I'm not the biggest believer in death crosses and gold crosses. They just don't seem like great indicators in general. However, we've never seen this one, so I don't know what to expect. The timing of that is virtually the exact same as when we first looked at it. We said February 2nd. It looks like it's going to be right around February 2nd. Maybe even, I doubt it, but maybe even potentially January 30th. As that's the next weekly candle, but I'm thinking early Feb. 50 has come down to 25,000.5. Not a lot of change. 200 still trending up, roughly the same value, and these two are quickly looking to cross, which I'll just keep adding it to our chart, gives us a pretty interesting zone of price. We do see in his Bitcoin's past, during daily crosses, price kind of reversing and moving towards them. Or maybe not even reversing, but kind of being attracted. Being attracted to those crosses. So 24/7, 25, is that in the cards next? I think that that's a pretty logical upside next target. We have our previous high in August. We can see the wick high slices right through the 50 and 200. If we use the candle high, kind of just below both, but still a good take, I'd say. Interesting is if we add the 100, are you ready for this? Oh, that's not the 100. It is, but it isn't. I thought the 100. There's another moving average that slices in between these as well, but I guess that will elude us for now. Interesting. Suggesting, obviously, the next upside target will be 25.2-ish. If we continue, if we don't reverse. Something I do want to mark on the candles here is we were talking about this last week. I don't like that these candles are getting smaller in body. Now that it closed, we do have that. The previous week was 21.9%. Last week closed 8.8. I'll take any upside. I'm happy with green. However, you don't want to see these continue to contract. That is a sign of exhaustion on the buy side. And so here we are on a new candle. It's currently 1.1%, following suit of that contraction of candles. That's not ideal. We have 5 days and 5 hours to go. If price does reach up and let's say closes at 25.2, that's an 11% candle body. This is very kind of like assuming. If that happens though, 11% will then be increasing again, and maybe we can say that exhaustion was just kind of too early to call. Basically, the distance here is larger than the previous candle body close, and that can eliminate that sign of exhaustion. So keep an eye, I guess, for 25.2. I think we all are. Let's go down to the day and let's get oriented. Conversely, on the other hand, we have the weekly death cross impending. On the daily, we have the opposite. We have a golden cross. Just a moving average crossover to the upside. That's looking to play out roughly, it looks like February 10th. If price continues to move up towards 25.2, this cross will become closer and the 50 moving average will be pulled up faster. Interesting. I really think if we see this happen into February, this golden daily cross likely to happen almost at the exact same time as the weekly death cross. That will be hella spicy. That'd be hella spicy. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. Both of those moving averages, great supports if we do see a sell-off even from 25.2. Those would be great spots to look for support. If we see a retracement from 25.2. The 20 and 200 have already crossed bullishly. That was the 23rd. We haven't seen a lot of price action move. I think I've heard this referred to as a silver cross, which I thought was entertaining, as opposed to the gold. On to our indicators. What's going on with Marketcipher? VWAP, not hot. Not hot here on VWAP. We are in negative, trending down. Maybe some signs of that slowing. Money flow kind of pulling back here a little bit as we saw here. What do we need? It looks like just based on this, the daily needs to see a rally into the end of the week. Now, we do have a lot of downside potential that really won't put us in jeopardy. As long as we really don't come back down all the way to this 22 mark, we're still in a money flow uptrend, and that's definitely a more compelling or more powerful signal than really anything else we can look at. Momentum is coming down. We do still have a lower high on VWAP, so at the moment, the day is in an uptrend, but that uptrend is definitely in question, in jeopardy. Really, any retracement here is going to pull that down, and we're going to see money flow kind of test those lows. Daily still battling with bearish divergence, lower RSI highs, higher highs in price, not ideal. What do we need to eliminate that? We need another move up. We need to crank RSI higher, and that will kind of repaint this chart into a good position. Scroll down. Let's just go into the low time frames because we don't want to spend 800 years here today. I'm aiming for an hour and a half max. I think I said an hour 15. Now I'm going an hour and a half. The 5-minute VWAP is very heavy, but we are coming off a higher high on momentum, VWAP, and money flow. So 5-minute looking for some kind of retracement here in a very low time frame. However, I think it gets bought up. Let's just look on the 5 here. Pretty obvious here. The 0.5 retrace, that was pretty much where we saw this 5-minute consolidating. I'm getting a call from a spam number. Shut up, spam number. That would be at 22.9, just below 23. Oh no, we're at 22.977. So 22.913. This is really zoomed in. Basically not tradable. But finding support there is going to be a nice 0.5, maybe a 5.0. And we're going to be looking for a move to the upside below that. Just below that consolidation, really interacting with price, 22,885. Man, we are zoomed in. I don't like being this zoomed in. If the 15, the 30, the hourly also are showing some weakness here, I'm going to be looking for this retracement potentially lower. We'll find out as we go on. But right now, just looking at the 5, that's what I'm seeing. That's what's being suggested. Yeah, a little bearish divergence on your highs there. Momentum is tipping down on MACD. Let's go to a higher time frame for a little more clarity. Coming off a lower low on money flow, not great for the 15-minute. Our VWAP lows are coming up, and we look like we've just broken to a new high on this move. I do see some strength. The only thing throwing a wrench in this, that's a pretty crappy money flow high, slightly lower than the first. Not a lot. Well, no, definitely lower than the last. Not a lot of strength there. Momentum pinching. 15-minute kind of siding with the 5. Probably looking for this really zoomed in retracement. It looks like you're going to have the same bearish divergences on these low time frames. Let's go to the 30. 30-minute actually gets a little spicier. A little spicier here. Money flow did not. It rejected. Money flow rejected moving to negative. We see that trending back up off of a higher VWAP high. We've seen higher VWAP highs now on 5, 15, and 30. The 30-minute isn't really leaning into the same thing we're seeing on these lower time frames. We don't have any kind of higher high on money flow, so it's not really confirmed here. Momentum is still sketched kind of around this 0 line, but the 30-minute not agreeing as much as the 15 and 5 are. So this retracement looks pretty good. Looks pretty good even down to the 30. But the 30-minute, man, does not look like it wants to roll over. So maybe this is too low of a call. We do have our 382 that also happens to be like a 30-minute and an hourly resistance that we just broke. So maybe the retracement is looking to be shallower on these low time frames. Maybe only 22946. Man, we are so zoomed in. That's only a $30 difference. That's almost gibberish to talk about. Let's go to the hour. What do we got on our hour? 22935. So not even looking at our indicators, just kind of looking at these candles here. What do you guys see? I see something kind of interesting. We have a pretty defined hourly level here, 22859. That's not a retracement of any kind on our really zoomed in time period. But I'm starting to see, down on this hour, maybe a broken neckline, maybe an inverse head and shoulders painting here. It looks like we are above the neckline. Right around here. You see this left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's kind of hard to see. But I see it with this low, and this low, kind of returning to this neckline and that really flat bottom. Weird. Weird price action. We did, okay, this is good though. It looks like we've kind of escaped this descending high flat bottom pattern. That's good with the last few hourly candles. I'll take it. Marketcipher B, what are you doing? Higher high on VWAP. This is on every single time frame we've seen now. Interesting. That is suggesting an upside move. Momentum looks like it failed to make a lower low. Money flow is really the question. It's kind of really similar to the 30. We're seeing lower highs, lower lows, and now potentially zoomed in as close as you can get without getting your eye wet. We have a higher low, and we might be looking to break this high here. On the hour MACD, momentum is waning, approaching the 0 line. We might not be going as retracey as we expected. We did have a little downside move, it seems here, yeah. Little bit of downside, but we're still not even at those levels. We might actually not. We might not nail price action for like the first time in like 20 streams. Weird. Okay, cool. This is very fixing of a picture that I was just painting. So we had some really strong signs on VWAP all the way out to the hour. Our issue was money flow. Money flow was doing some pretty weak upside moves. We were seeing lower highs and lower lows, and I was thinking, that's not great. However, now that we moved to the 2 hour, we have a little fixing of our issue, which is really a good sign to see. We do have finally a higher high on our money flow. VWAP really heavy here, however, rolling into the zero with momentum looking to pinch at the zero. That's bullish. Das bull. Das bull. Looking at the 2-hour time frame, we also have a 3-candle bullish setup here. With 47 minutes to go, a close above 22,935. Is that coming back now? Nah, it's just like right in the middle. Whatever. A close above 22,935. We have that setup confirmed. As we did back here, did lead to slightly higher highs. The close below is going to be ugly, but this can be this looks like it's setting up for a very powerful move on the 2. I don't think it's likely to play out while we're live today, though. 4-hour beautiful bottom wicks off of your previous resistance here. Let's see what Marketcipher's got for us. The same ugliness, man. Lower highs, lower lows. Oof. Lower highs, lower lows. 12-hour looks like gibberish. Ooh. So this is what I was like kind of looking for here. What time frame really just goes against and defines, or is still defining the same trend? And that's the 12-hour. 12-hour money flow is just coming up, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and that hasn't even stopped here, despite price pretty much trading sideways here. Money flow still coming up, still indicating an uptrend once we're on these higher time frames. I like to see that. Yes, VWAP's a little saggy down here. It's not really what I'd like to see. But we have seen this, I think, specifically on the daily recently, and it led to continued upside price action and higher highs. So the 12 hour is actually pretty decent. This is a really pivotal point. Price is just consolidating, getting tighter. Not a lot of moves. All right, so that's kind of the overview. That's going to be our overview for Bitcoin because we don't want to spend 8 hours today. Looking for those low time frames to roll over. The 2-hour does look like it's going to catch it. We see some strength there. And on the 12, we're still seeing an uptrend. So very short-term pullback, targeting 22,913. We're currently at 22 or 23K. Not really a huge move. Finding support there. I think you move back to your range highs. 23,160. Retest this potential flat top. And hopefully break it, right? Hopefully break it. Yep. Anyway, we're going to move on to some alts because there's some spiciness. XLM in the last few days pushed up to 0.969 nice cents. That is resistance. Easy peasy. Now, certainly it can break it. We've seen lots of coins break these resistances, move higher. But until we see some kind of pullback, short going to be the advantage play. I wouldn't take this one because the market does seem to be trending up still. But TA played out. We were looking for this descending high to break and a move to 0.969. It happened. Nice. Recapping, ILV. We looked at this the other day, I believe yesterday, 2 days ago. It was at resistance 56.60. It broke. I didn't catch this. Man, I didn't spend enough time on this one the other day. Had I caught this, I might have been a little more bullish on a bounce there. $50 psychological level, but it was December swing high and close on the day. That was a pretty perfect pullback to it. And it bounced. It's now moved to the top of the resistance range, 66.50. And again, we're stuck saying, man, short's the only advantage play, but I don't really want to short here. I don't want a long, I don't want a short. I'm going to wait for this to just cool out, cool off, find some kind of retracement, and then maybe I can look to take a position. I don't have any of this anyway. Our Fibonacci retracement tool needs to be readjusted because our high is now higher. Interesting. Still pretty much lining up with our horizontals there. 46.78. Probably where I'd look to take a play. Although I don't like that one as much now. Either way. Resistance, you're at resistance. Support now likely going to be found at 56.60 for a shorter term play. What I like about this is the descending high trend right there. Price could very easily come back to bump and run. We've seen this happen and play out on so many coins just recently. So maybe we could be a little more aggressive, something like that. Might be not a terrible play. Something like that. Probably move the stop down. There you go. Under 50 bucks. Yeah, that's actually pretty slick. We'll see if it fills. I have alerts set. Next upside target going to be $83 roughly from October 22's high. Likely to find some profit takers there. LRC, I wanted to look at Loopring because we nailed it. We nailed it. Loopring looked amazing when we looked at it on stream. It found a very strong support at 25, let's say 5 cents. It was a shallow 382 retrace, and price has moved up to the next resistance there at 31.2. A close today above, and we're probably going to be looking back here 36.59 for our next upside target. We can use our Fibonacci extension and retracement tool to help us with that in just 1 second. Connecting our swing high to our swing low on Loopring. Our measured move right about where that resistance is, not so exciting. But this is the next logical upside target. If we get a close and a test of that level coming back down as support at 31.2, likely going to be a pretty slick play if you can catch it or if it even happens. But man, we nailed that support, and it's great to see this higher high come in. My eyes are set on 36.59. Aptos, the coin that broke a new all-time high seemingly before anything else in the market. Spicily, we called that move the day before, 2 days before it broke $10, using our exact same thing, Fibonacci extension and retracement. Our 1618, 1482, traded up to 1460, something like that. At this point, it's in price discovery to the upside. A pullback to $10 is not guaranteed in any way, but it would be a much more ideal place to take a position than simply market ordering here out up in space. Doesn't have to retrace there. Crypto doesn't have to do shit. But we can look for advantage trades. That's what we're always doing. If we see a pullback, maybe it doesn't get to $10, maybe it does. But if we see a pullback and a break of our high here, our next upside target, according to our Fibonacci extension, is our 2 measured move, 1758. There you go. You got support below at 10. You got your next upside target at 1758. I wouldn't touch this in between. Wouldn't touch it in between. Let's look at Cardano. Though I don't think it's actually done anything since our last stream. It has not. It's maybe flagging out here, consolidating here. Let's get rid of a few of these lines. There we go. Got rid of a few lines. Cardano still chilling. Above 31 cent support, macro support. It hasn't been tested, but we've since kind of said, well, maybe it won't be. We got our bump and run. Now we should target perhaps the upside resistance, 41.6, the macro level, the ultimate. This is what Cardano needs to break. If it breaks it, it looks phenomenal. If it rejects from there, maybe we get our 31 cent entry, but that's a very dangerous level to reject from. That was our consolidation virtually through the entirety of the last year. We had multiple tests of support there on daily, weekly, and monthly timeframes. We rejected from it at the end of 22, and that brought us to our lower low. We're now coming back up, finding that liquidity. We did retake 31. I would have been more comfortable with the 31 test. But I think the only way to play this is the advantage short trade at resistance with a tight stop. Because, man, if this breaks, you don't want to be holding on to that stop, onto a short. Or the advantage trade down at support at 31 cents. Until then, there's not going to be a lot. Cardano does seem to be rolling over still on the daily with our money flow lows coming up. We reached into positive money flow. I'm not convinced by this little bump yet. This little dip and dot. Not convinced by it yet. VWAP at 0. Momentum looking a little weird, but momentum can even do this, and price will pretty much continue to just trend up. I don't like that lower high, though. Not ideal. Let's see. Same thing as the rest of the market. You have bearish divergence on your highs if you do reverse. If you move up to 41.6 or higher, likely that divergence is behind you and you don't have to worry about it. The daily 200, Ooh, that's beautiful. I didn't even catch this. Look at that perfect back test. We were looking for this on so many other charts. We didn't look for it on Cardano. Of the 100 daily, boom. Right at our descending trend, bump and run off the 100. I mean, very high confidence this tests at least 39.7, that 200 daily. Very high confidence. After bouncing the 200 or 100, typically look for the 200. But that is a very limited upside above you. It's like 6% from here versus what? 31.1 below. 17. That's a disadvantaged trade. Wait for a break of the 200, honestly. That's spicy. That's a really strong bounce there. I like it. FTM. Blazing through the ones I want to blaze through. FTM didn't get our full pullback. And it's broke 38.7 resistance here. Closed yesterday above. We do see a higher high. Maybe a doji here on the daily. I would keep an eye. Absolutely. If I was trading this, I would keep an eye on this daily close. You don't. You don't want to see that daily close like that doge. Not right at resistance. It might, though, not be the worst thing if it does retrace, because we've been looking for a much bigger macro pattern on FTM and inverse head and shoulders on the week, and the neckline of that is at 27.2. That's where we were looking to take the advantage long trade, potentially riding that up to the 74 mark. Boom. If the daily, weekly, etc. close strong here for FTM, 47 cents is the upside target. And maybe instead of our perfect inverse head and shoulders test, because we might get skunked, maybe we'll end up having to move our trade up to 38.7. I don't want to do that here and now. I'd rather keep it down here at 27.2. If we see a run, it doesn't even have to get to 47. If we see a significant run higher, likely then going to be targeting 38.7 for support instead of 27.2. Time will tell. Weekly money flow actually looks a lot better on FTM than a lot of things. Weird. And daily. This thing's ripping. Looking at daily money flow here, I would see some kind of retracement, but I think unlikely to even break through your previous daily resistance at 34.62. So kind of zoomed in. We might see a pullback. It could just stop short at 38.7. Could be as far as that, but I really think that this is looking for continuation to the upside. Just be aware of that pullback, especially if you're trading leverage. That can snipe you. Don't ever be afraid to take a spot position, boys. Never be afraid. Not much to update on AVAX. You do have a higher high. I don't like this parallel channel. That is painting, but our long is cruising, and you are above previous resistance. That looks like 17 bucks. Testing it as support. Not as much of an update there as I thought. KDA. Set some alerts off for me. So I wanted to look at it quick. I didn't actually look at it before the stream. Looks like it hit 147 resistance and now finding support at previous resistance 123. Don't really like a trade here of any kind. Maybe a short from 147. Money flow looks healthy though. I don't have a next upside resistance. I don't feel like looking for it. But I wanted to point out this. So this is what we had on ADA basically. KDA and ADA, haha. KDA's equivalent to ADA's 41 cent support that broke, tested as resistance, and now it's back above. So it's interesting that these two charts are a little similar here when zoomed in. This one's already broken through. Looks like it's closed. It looks strong on the day. I don't have an upside target, but we do have this kind of cool ascending trend, and I would be wary of this. If KDA sees a really strong rally, it may just end up hitting the back of this ascending trend and coming back down. I'd be very, very cautious of this. If we see a big run up on KDA, wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me. The one I really wanted to look at and forgot about, audio. We nailed this thing. I don't think I've ever nailed something so hard on a live stream. If you guys saw this, audio was down here, and we were saying, man, this ascending trend kind of it overlaps with our horizontal resistance right here. And I said I would watch January 28th for 31 cents. And holy shit, did it happen. It did not look like it was going to happen at all. until I believe Coinbase is listing it or something. Some kind of news gave this a 55% gain today. I don't know what kind of news. And if you ask me, it's not the news, it's the chart. Yes, we were 4 days off. 4 days early. But look at the accuracy. Man, I'm blown away by this. It is at resistance now, so I think audio is a terrible long today. It might be a stronger short, but to be honest, I just wouldn't mess with it. Nah, it's a stronger short. I still wouldn't take the trade. This is that macro support for audio. It broke, it rejected, it found lower lows. Now it's come back to test it as liquidity. And honestly, if Coinbase did list it or whatever listed it, whatever the news is, this would look very similar to many listings where we see a run up and then all of a sudden everyone buys into the list and it dumps. So be very careful. Be very careful. Going long on a 55% day is pretty wild. I wouldn't do that. Big volume today. That's good. A little more convincing. A close above 31 and this looks pretty decent. But a close below and I think you have some retracing to do. 63 cents above as next take profit target of resistance. And where do we have? Probably have like a daily support here. Let's take it from here. 19.12 cents below as support. This would be a much more advantaged trade back to 31 than trying to go long here today. Okay. How long have I been live? Only an hour. There's a small chance in hell that I'll be able to keep my promise of not streaming forever today. So we're going to have to even go faster. VeChain, VET, 19-cent entry on this long. It came just shy, didn't fill it. It might have filled it on other exchanges, but we were on the right track. VET now approaching its descending high trend. At the moment, that's 24.2 cents. Resistance above at, not 24, sorry, 2.24 cents. 2.7 cents above as our take profit for that long. I think at this point, if I were taking this trade, I'd move the stop up into profit and kind of just let it ride, see where it goes. We're looking for a 38% gain. We might even just squish that down like this and say, all right, I'm only looking for that trend, especially if we move the stop up. Moving along. XRP. Last time we looked at XRP, it looked really good. Our trade completed. We finally caught it on XRP. It kept stopping us out. From 36 to 41.7, it finally came. I felt like a broken record. Here's your issue. XRP. It is above its previous resistance. That's a good thing. It may be holding it as support here, but trading below that 41.7, not so hot. So if I were going to play this, and this is honestly like a more reasonable play than most of the things I've looked at today, I'm not going to take it, but something that is more reasonable. Looking for a pretty tight stop, but with a 51% take or 51 cent take profit, we can be pretty generous with this stop actually, and still have a very good risk to reward. This is kind of chasing FOMO. Probably the short is the better position here. You're at the trend. But I don't know. I don't want to target 36.8 again. I don't think it'll come. I don't know where a downside target would be on a short. Maybe just back to 41.7. I don't know. You're consolidating right there at that trend line. If you're following suit with the rest of the market, you're probably looking to break it. What's hella spicy, XRP's RSI, nothing like the rest of the market right now. We see higher highs on RSI. Maybe this is a lower high now, but we see higher highs with price coming up. This is actually a much more healthy move to the upside than many things we've seen. Weird. Didn't think I'd be saying that today. Didn't think I'd be like looking to go long an XRP again today. 51 cents above. 41.7 was resistance. It looks like in today's candle, testing it as support. If you lose it, maybe 40 cents, 39.4, something like that as support below. Let's peek at Gala, but there's not much to say. Gala hitting these slightly higher highs. It stopped out our short, but it doesn't seem to be running to 7 cents yet. Money flow on the day looks very strong, actually. Approaching that zero line very quickly. Back tested the high trend. 7 cents above that. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about Gala, honestly. It's just chilling here in this liquidity pocket. Move to the upside, I'd be targeting 7 cents. Move to the downside gets a little sketchy, really. You don't have that much support until 2.5 cents down here. This was very inefficient price action on the way up. You might have some right here from this like daily bounce, but you break to the downside, and I don't know where else to target. You guys welcome to share your thoughts. I don't know where else to target on the downside. The move down is greater than the move up, so it does seem like short's still the advantage here. That's a pretty macro support, 7 cents. If Gala can break 7 cents, it's just going to rocket. I don't know if it can, but if it does, it's going to rocket. Absolutely. Not a lot else to say on that. Let me see. ANKR. ANKR. Set off some alerts today, breaking through that previous resistance. Looking pretty strong here. What do our indicators say? Money flow coming up. That's looking to roll over on the day. RSI nice and healthy with the higher high. All right. Next upside target, 4.8 cents. You could do that. Or we could do this for a healthier trade. I think that's the play. Watch today's close. If it closes below 2.71 cents, I'm going to look for a retest of the low. Maybe you do like a 0.5 here, something like that. But it's looking pretty darn good. I don't know much about ANKR. Watch the close above 27. Oh, I'm sorry, not 27. 2.71. Whenever I say 27, if it's 2.71, please hopefully just know what I'm talking about. That looks pretty decent. Lido caught my eye as well. Lido broke through that crazy wick day the other day. Closed 32% on the day, but traded, I don't know, 100, 200%, something like that, 100%, 77% up. It has made higher lows, and it's made our beautiful favorite pattern here. This is our favorite pattern. I'm looking for higher highs on Lido. I don't own it, but I'm looking for higher highs, man. This structure looks very good. What's hella spicy is similar to Aptos, APT. Kind of similar here. You got like your all-time high. Maybe there's more chart data. If there is, throw all this out the window. But you basically got your all-time high here from August of 22. You're approaching it again. Maybe it's time for more moon math. I like moon math. Okay. Connecting our swing high to swing low. Let's look for some moon math. Our 1618 gives us $6.77. And our 2 measured move at 11. If if Lido, whatever this is, breaks $3.10, which it's pretty darn close to. $3.10. I'm going to be looking for 672. That's a big upside move. However, you got to break it first. If you don't break it, these moon targets are worthless. Break the all-time high, go into price discovery, follow Aptos, and look for 678. Lido is a weird one. Probably should have bought Lido a while ago. YOLO. Okay. I think I got through almost everything I wanted to, and it's only been an hour and 5 minutes, which is awesome. Because I was like, oh no, if I do this quick, I won't have time to read the chat and interact with people. I think I do. Really quick, checking in on the low time frames again with Bitcoin. Has anything changed? 5 minute looking actually a little stronger than it did. Good bit stronger than it did. Higher highs on money flow, higher highs on momentum. We didn't get, so far, we didn't get that pullback. It looks muted here. And the 5 minutes showing strength, it might be time to abandon that plan. Let's see. 15 minutes says, not so fast. I got to roll over first. VWAP coming up. Money flow with a pretty shallow high. This 15-minute candle is going to be pretty important. If it closes up, I think it's going to pull that 5 minute up even higher. And we're going to see probably price action to the top of that range. If it closes red here, I think maybe our retracements are still on. Yeah, top of the range, baby, right there. Ta-da. 30-minute hopefully is still looking good. Looking good. We're waiting for that higher high on money flow, man. If that hits, this all lines up really quick. Hourly, same thing. It's like every single time frame has the same setup. Really strong VWAP. Money flow trailed off, looked to roll over, but now maybe making a reversal. And the thing we'd want to see is that strong VWAP, and we got it. 2 hour with 22 minutes left. Beautiful momentum now coming in. I don't think that was there previous. We do see that 0 line rollover, and we do see a higher high on money flow. 2 hour looking great. That might be it. We're going to keep zoomed in here. We're going to keep zoomed in here because this actually might break. This might break to the upside while we wait. All right, I'm going to read the chat now. My bad, guys. I have not been here. Actually, let me catch up on if there's any like super chats and stuff. I always feel bad about missing them. Let's roll. Leptin Flow. Thanks for the $5, my friend. Great to see you. Hear your thoughts on 6 hour Crow. Hoping for a retest of 7. Honestly, without even looking at the chart, because it's been days, I'm almost positive that's exactly what I was looking for. Let me see. Exactly. We have the same mind, Leptin. I don't know. I don't know if you saw this or what. We got kind of this muted pullback. I don't know if we're going to see this 648 anymore. If we break our high of 8.5 cents from, what, the 16th, I'm looking for 9.85 up here. What happened to that? However, maybe we look for like maybe we can look for something else over here. I think a position at 9.58 cents short, likely to be a better play than going long right here. I wouldn't trust a long right here. I think maybe we just missed the pullback, right? Time will tell. If it doesn't break, this is just a lower high and we're probably returning, right? But that's the 618 retrace. That is I think it's a weekly previous, consolidation level broken, not back tested. I'm looking for the same thing, but we might have missed the boat. That's okay. It's okay to miss boats. As long as you're not boarding Titanics, it's okay to miss boats. All right. Thank you for the 5, my friend. Holy crap, we had a bunch of subscribers. Let me shout out some of them. Topol Solcan, 5GV, Obsidia, Michael Russo, Victor Manzur, D-Zon. The Blonde Broker has subscribed. I wonder if it was a real one. What's up, Blonde Broker? I know you. Audiobook Sorted, David Vitrano, Bassman, Ray J, Ray Jr.
Playing a channel on op for a long, entered 2.19, think we're gonna head back up, and what's your TPs?
Okay, please no one else super chat for charts. I'm not gonna look at them if you super chat for charts. For 4-star strength. Wish you should be 5-star strength, man. I'll look at that, but I'm telling you guys right now, so I'm not gonna feel bad about it if you do it. No more. No more. Because I don't want to go on for 2.5 hours today. I keep saying that. I don't think I actually have an OP chart. Keep saying. That's okay. We'll look at it, but that's it. Super chat at your own risk. No promises. 88 Davidas. What's up, man? Vasco Gonzalez subscribed. Tomex12. Crocus. Sora Claudius. If you're out there, we have like 700, 800 viewers again. I love the hype. If you're out there, smash the like button. Smash subscribe. We're here every other day. So we will be live again. That is right. We will be live again on the 26th. Rain or shine, baby. Rain or shine. It's already scheduled out. Make sure you're subscribed and join the Discord to keep up with our live streams. Trade with me on Bybit. Use my link in the video description below to support the channel. They are our sponsor. I see why you're looking at OP. I don't know if this is the full history, but kind of see a little similarity of like the Aptos and maybe even the, what was it we just looked at? Crap. Whatever that last one was. I have too many charts up. Lido. With this flirting with a new high, maybe. Flirting with the new high. Is this at a new all-time high?
YouTube famous BTC King of Kings, protector of the crypto realm.
What's up, Josh? Been a while.
Crown Daddy Crown.
Been a while, Josh. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Miss you, bud. I don't know if this is the full history, but from just this chart, it does look like it's hit a new all-time high. That's pretty fancy. That's pretty fancy. Let's just slap some levels on this biddy. Nice back test of last week on that monthly. 158. No back test of 191 yet. I mean, are we going to do moon math? I don't know if this is actually an all-time high. If I randomly had a position, because I would not take one right now, but if I had randomly bought this at some point, and you see a break of the all-time high, which maybe you do, just under $5, like $4.90, it's probably where I would look to take profit. If I was a gambling man, maybe $7.95, maybe $7.95. If this isn't the all-time high, just throw those away though, because then you're not in price discovery. We're seeing a move up, pretty chilled pullback. Maybe. I could see something like that. Boom, 191. Chase the highs again. 3.5. I could see that play. We have a very, very clean test to 191 resistance and 158 support. You broke higher. I would bet my bottom dollar that that is like a 2 measured move it made right here. Bottom dollar bet. Yeah, 231. Wick tie. This looks pretty good. I think a market order right now is dumb. If this happens, I think you have a pretty advantage trade to try to target maybe these crazy upside targets. If you lose this, if you lose kind of, I don't know, right here, then maybe
Crown,
158.
Always bringing the special sauce. Thank you for all you do for the Crown community. Great stream. I hope you have an amazing day. Let's go LTC and FTM since I'm in a FTM trade.
Let's
making
go.
bank on it. Money mouth face, money mouth face, money mouth face.
Thank you, David. Appreciate you, man, for the 20. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. You're all my favorite. I think you asked about the 6 hour here. Kind of like a head and shoulders on money flow on that 6 hour. Doesn't look the best, but I'm not really convinced. Not really convinced. If I was looking for an entry to be right here, I wouldn't be surprised to see this just trade down like this. Just like that. Yep. That's about what I'm looking for. That's about all I can do for you. Josh, David, love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Jiho Cool subscribed. Coho. Welcome. Welcome, my friend. Lifer said to get in an XYO. What is XYO? I don't know. Not going to really do TA on it, but here we go. I don't know what this is. Is this Nano? What is this? I mean, that's a pretty cool flag, man. I'm not going to lie. That doesn't look terrible. Money flow is pretty brutal, but you are coming down. You're rolling over. I don't know. Here's the problem. You have this. I mean, it kind of did that right here also. It doesn't look as clean, but it really did that bounce up flag, I'm sure, on lower time frames. I think that there's an advantage here. I mean, you have a flag off a low. Things are trending up. There we go. 5 minutes popping like we were hoping. 15-minute close strong like I was hoping. Did this pull it up? It did. It did. Money flows back to green, but you got to keep going 15 minutes. You can't chill there. That's not high enough. You got to get higher. Speaking of getting higher, do we have 420 likes? I don't know. Do we? 409? No, we have 420. Right on. Blaze it. Get as high as we are, guys. Get up there. 420. 30-minute popped. We were looking bearish at the start of this. Low time frames were looking for that rollover, but that rollover was muted. It got caught, got bought back up. This is flipping those lower time frames now. This is what we were like hoping to see. I think we see a return of to the range high. 23.1-ish. 23.1. 2 hours still looking beast. Probably the 1 hour starting to look a little beast too. Almost there. Just needs like, I don't know, 0.5%, 1/4% higher. Rolling over. Beautiful. 2 hour closes in 13 minutes and it's closing beautifully. Beautifully. I don't know if it's going to break the range high, but it definitely looks like it's looking to test it. It does look like it's looking to test it. This is really pretty interesting price action for how sideways it is. Yeah, we drew this channel a while ago, but the channel maybe is off because as far as I know, it didn't backtest it. And now it's looking kind of like it did. We're going to fit this, but there we go. Huh. Is it that easy? Is it that easy? I don't believe it's that easy. It could be that easy, though. Identified this all that time ago. It's still in play. Is it that easy? Or cutie? Okay. It's looking good. That's actually looking really good. Let's say this. Yep. You break this trend line. throw it away, stop out. But this is looking really good. Your lows are coming up. Your top is flat. We're just smashing that resistance over and over and over again. That is weakening it. Our lows are coming up. Buyers are coming in, propping price up. And there we go. I don't know if this is going to happen today, though it could happen at any moment. This structure could also break at any moment. This is looking pretty strong, though. There might be some spice ahead. Maybe Bitcoin heard that I didn't want to stream for hours today, and it's like, I don't think so, buddy. You don't get to choose that. You don't get to choose. What's up, the insult investor? You should be more polite. What's up, MMA cheer puppy Adrian Babiabi? You were asking about TWT last stream. Kojo Vides, longs? I don't know. Audio we looked at. What's up, Long Mountain? Crypt Anon. What's up, brah? Algilly. 420 Bud Monster. My favorite name. Rolling 69ers. That one's pretty good, too. Diamond Sauce. Nate. My brother Nate. Robbie1. Kanabi. How you doing, friend? So hot. Crazy Market. Yes, it is. NFB Forum. Web. Dev. Newbie. How you doing? CNBC is calling for this rally to continue. Dump it. What's up, Orange Glad? Joan. Jahan Kudu. Who else is here? Adam Buzzard. Pickle, of course. Satahuajataja. Don't know how to pronounce that, but I did my best. OT4 around the world. XMMGX. Whew. It's not spicy yet, but I feel it coming. Do you feel it coming? Make sure you've jumped in the Discord for the live airdrop after every stream. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. We will be live again every other day. So that means we will be live again Thursday. Maybe we'll do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing at some point. We'll just like start it that way. That's probably easier. 62% of us, wow, say that this is a bull trap. Send it. Pump it. Let's go. Let's go, man. If everyone thinks it's a bull trap, we're going up. It's not a bull trap until all the PermaBears buy in. Trust me. I don't believe that we know if it's a bull trap yet. I think it is in flux. It'll come down to literally that. Do the bears turn bullish? Because the bears always lose, guys. Look at Bitcoin's history. People always will be like, but it's gone down. It's 69K. Now we're at 20. Yeah, dude, but look at the history. Bears always lose eventually. Bulls always win eventually. Why would you ever be a perma-bear? Just seems dumb. That's not a reflection on any individual, and you guys are welcome to be perma-bears. No sweat off my back. Just seems dumb, though. Like, just look at the history. Bears always lose, and they always think they won, and then they end up losing again. I don't know. Just be safe, fam. Somehow I managed to not stream for 2 hours today. I'm cutting it. I love you guys. Join the Discord. Like, subscribe. Check out the links in the video description below. Sign up on Bybit using my link to support the channel. I will see you guys in 2 days. Crown out.